Thank you, Shri Hari. So, Hare Krishna devotees, welcome back.
Hare
Sorry for
Krishna.
the inconvenience. We are starting a little late because of the power cut in my place. So, thank you for joining. So, let's pray to our deity. Jai Jagannath Subhadra Baladev. Gaurnitai ki jai. Vaman Dev ki jai. Pashuram Bhagwan ki jai. Guru Parampara ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. So let's do the prayer. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyana Jana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamini Namaste Sarasati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschat Deshatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are in chapter number 2. So we are discussing verse number 26 of the chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. So far we have seen Krishna has explained various characteristics of soul. So in previous shloka, Krishna is saying soul is invisible, soul is immutable, that means it cannot be breakable, and inconceivable, that is it is unimaginable. So in spite of all this, Arjuna is not convinced. And today, after reading this shloka, Arjuna and we should be convinced that why we should not lament. So Krishna in this shloka explaining about the atheist, Nastik. So atheist point of view and explaining about the people who are in the Mayavadi philosophy. So let's read the shloka and the translation. अथ च एनं यथा तथा अपि त्वां महाबाहो न एनं शोचितुम् अर्हसि. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If however you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. Hare Krishna. So there are two categories of people. One is this Astik and Nastik. So Astika are the atheist, the theist, and Nastika are atheist. So these Astik people who believe in the authority of Veda, who believe in God. So we'll try to understand more by seeing more example of this atheist philosophy people. So they don't believe in Vedic authority. You know, the philosophy such as Charvaha, Buddhism or Jainism. So they think life begins because of chemical combination, which get destroyed after some time. So if you see in the modern science also promotes similar view. They think that life is like some DNA combination and replication, and then life emerges. If you see the science of anthropology, it is based on this philosophy. So what is anthropology? The study of human biological and physiological characteristic and their evolution. So scientist says body is just the combination of physical and chemical elements. Now, if you see in this shloka, Krishna in this shloka says, Athachana enam, nitya jatam. Enam means this soul, and nitya jatam means always born. So, in this first line, it says, if you think soul is always born. And in the second line, nityam means forever. Va manyase nitam. Nitam is dead. Soul is dying forever. And in the third line, tatha api. Tatha api is still. Tvam means you. It is referring to Arjuna. Mahabaho. So Arjuna is referred here as Mahabaho. So Sri Krishna actually sarcastically telling Arjuna, because he is showing cowardness. So Arjuna is mentioning him, sarcastically telling him Mahabaho. So still, if you think, and the last line, na enam shochitum. Shochitum means lament, arhasi, deserve. So there is actually no reason to lament. Even if you don't kill Bhishma and Drona, they will die anyway. They will die naturally or unnaturally. They have to die. But Arjuna is afraid of sinful reaction, right? He is thinking, if I kill my grandfather, if I kill my guru, then I will get a sinful reaction. How I can kill my guru and grandfather like personalities? Arjuna is actually almost arguing with Krishna here. So Krishna is trying to convince him. Krishna tried to convince that duty is more important, the prescribed duty. Duty one have to do. There is no other option. And for duty, if relative have to be killed, then do it. Take an example. If a judge's son has done some murder, judge has to punish his son, no matter what. You cannot say it's just son, so please forgive him. So in front of law, everyone is equal. There is no big or small. And if you see, the Kshatriya dharma is very tough. For dharma's sake, if he has to kill his son or father, then he has to do it. See, if we see from the pastime of Narsimha and Prahlad Maharaj, what happened? When Narsimha was killing Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj, being a son, he was quiet. He was not opposing him, right? Because it was his dharma. So one who do the injustice or accept injustice, both are equally doing the crime. If you see in Shastra, there are 6 types of crime that can result in death penalty. And Duryodhana, he did all these 6 types of crime. So one is, if you put poison in the food and give it to somebody, you get a death penalty. So Arjuna did that. Duryodhana, he did that. Duryodhana gave poison to Bhim. Bhim was very fond of eating, right? We all know Bhim was very fond of eating. And what Duryodhana did, he invited him. He gave him laddu and he mixed poison in that. So he tried to give him poison in the food. And then, if a woman is raped, so when we see the pastime, Draupadi, he was disrobed in the dice hall of Hastinapur, right? She was dragged by Dushasan. So this is another crime which can result in death penalty. And then putting fire in someone's house. We have seen that when Pandavas were in exile, So what Kauravas did, they made a Lakshagra. They made a palace for them, which was made up of lacquer, and they tried to kill them by burning it. So if you put fire to someone's house, then also it can result in death penalty. And then Kaurava also tried to attack Pandavas when they are without weapon, and they try to kill them. That also result in death penalty. So actually, if you see in a Duryodhana, he did all these six kinds of crimes. So actually speaking, Duryodhana should be hanged 6 times, but that is not possible, right? And on the other side, if you see Bhishma Dev and Drona, what they did, they also supported Duryodhana in the war. And supporting to injustice is also a crime. So it is the duty of Arjuna to kill Duryodhana. That is very obvious. Not only that, but also to Bhishma and Drona and their supporters. So that is why Krishna told Arjuna to kill them. But it was a very tough situation for Arjuna, how he can kill his Gurudev and his grandfather. So many people think that Gita is a voice of violence, but that is not true. Whenever, wherever not required, we should not do violence. But where there is a need for violence, so imagine if a judge or police will not give punishment to the criminal, then how the society will get protection? So the essence of this shloka is not to lament. So if you see in this shloka, Arjuna also, he also not believe in the existence of soul, just like Mayavadi philosophy. So why there is no question of lamentation? Because one who lament for the loss of certain lump of chemicals, that is, if you think, the body is just, the body and soul is just a lump of chemical, and stop discharging his prescribed duty. If you see, right, in the present war between the Ukraine and Russia war, so many tons of chemicals are getting wasted just for achieving the victory over the enemy. So if we are just lump of chemical, then why to regret over the loss? This is for the people who think soul does not exist, or soul have birth and death like just Arjuna thinks. So in any case, whether Arjuna accept the Vedic conclusion that there is a atomic soul, or he don't believe in the existence of the soul, he has no reason to lament. So according to this theory, since there is so many living entities generating out of this matter every moment people are dying and they are taking birth, and so many of them are being vanquished over every moment. So there is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there is no birth for the soul, Arjuna has no reason to be afraid of being affected by the sinful reaction due to his killing of his grandfather or teacher. So in this shloka, Krishna actually checkmates Arjuna. Whether you believe that soul exists or not exists, there is no question of lamenting. So we have two important points for today's takeaway. One is we should not lament losing someone. And the second is the essence is soul is eternal. So with that, I stop here. If anybody have any questions or any corrections, so please, we can discuss that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shri Haripari. Prabhu, thank you for
Hare Krishna,
sharing.
Prabhu.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Thank you.
Actually, I want to add something. If you permit me, can I add something?
Prabhu, please go
Yes,
ahead.
please, Prabhu, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, I heard maybe in Garud Puran or somewhere I heard that in Parsi also, I think it is a Parsi also there, okay, when soul leaves body, we should not lament it. Because as it is, we know okay, soul is attached to the body lot. And it is very difficult for soul to leave body. And if we lamenting on the body, then soul get more trouble to, we are making the journey of soul is more difficult actually. So I heard actually, I am not able to recollect where I heard actually, which class and where. So, but I read also somewhere we should actually do kirtan. So soul get some little bit benefit from that actually. So that comes from Krishna, what that Bhagavad Gita was saying. So that is on the because of to make comfortable soul. Okay, we should not lamenting on the body actually.
Right, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for making this point.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.